are with Hugh Francis on 21st century Black music industry. So I'm going to turn to Hugh Francis and welcome Hugh. And I hope you're well.
So much. Thank you so much, bro. It really is exciting, and I'm exceedingly happy to be here with you today, sharing in this wonderful subject of intellectual property, and to know that it is the world with which we're dealing. And so, world, my message to you could not be more explicit. We're on a rock, third from the sun, floating in space, most of which is water. I need you now to wake up, get busy, create, find your purpose, know yourself, produce, connect, organize, think, control, own it. Listen, the road stops here. There is no road ahead. Roads are linear, and linear thinking is useless in a non-linear world. Instead, we have to make an intellectual leap from the linear to the non-linear, from the known to the unknown, from terra firma to terra incognita. We have to invent the future. And the great excitement about the future is that we can shape it. So every now and then I wonder how connected we all are as individual beings living in a collective world. I wonder how much we really consider each other. Is life just a separate journey for each of us? Can I make your journey easier? Can you do the same for me? Is it safer to care for only yourself? Funny thing is, even if we chose a solitary path, the ripples from just our thoughts, let alone our actions, are enough to touch someone or something else. We are not solitary souls adrift in a world of chaos, though we may feel that at times. We are dynamic, cultural, creative, expressive individuals constantly contributing to the components of life, and thus we create our world. We wanted our 21st century Black music industry resource facility to convey that, and we wanted you to know our intentions. So who am I? I am a spiritual being having a human experience. That I am. What do? I deliver value no one can match. How do I do that? I create and market music and associated fashion products through a business that's in alignment with my personality, capitalizes on my history, incorporates my experiences, harnesses my talents, optimizes my strengths, complements my weaknesses, honors my life's purpose, and moves me towards the conquest of my own fears. So there's absolutely no way that anyone in this or any other universe can offer the same value that I do. It's called value no one can match. Intelligence is property. This is where we open the third eye and activate the dormant 90% of the brain. In today's music economy, where intelligence is property, we will have to make sure that everyone has the right to own some of that property and the wealth that it brings. Everyone has got to get intelligent in its widest sense. IQ intelligence, artificial intelligence, super intelligence, universal intelligence, infinite intelligence. The new source of wealth is intelligence. It's not land or money or even raw materials or technology. It's the brain and the skills of people. But in the age of intellectual capital, who owns the capital? It's not the shareholders. It can't be in any real sense. The people who own the intellect are the co-workers of the company. In other words, it's the assets who own the assets. Let's talk about the economic contribution of UK music to the British economy before the pandemic. The UK music industry contributed £5.2 billion to the UK economy. Recorded music contributed 568 million of gross value added. Employment in the UK music industry was a record 190,935. UK music export grew from 451 million to 478. Music tourism alone contributed 4.5 billion spent to the UK. Overseas visitors to UK live shows and festivals was 888,000 people. Employment in the live music sector was 30,529. The UK music consumption, based on official charts company data, 142.9 million albums or their equivalent were either streamed, purchased, or downloaded in the UK. These sales had estimated retail value of £1.33 billion. Over 100 billion audio streams were served in the UK. And so Black music does mean business. Let's take a look at some facts and figures of just 4 top hip hop artists' estimated net worth. 1, Kanye West, $3.3 billion. 2, Jay-Z, $1 billion. 3, Diddy, $885 million. 4, Dr. Dre, $820 million. That's a total sum of $7 billion between 4 Black artists. So Black culture is a sellable commodity. When Black music change, culture change. When culture change, thinking change. When thinking change, attitude change. When attitude change, action change. When action change, people change. When people change, the world change. Today, I plant a seed, a 100 million pound seed for a 21st century Black music industry. That's my seed, and I'm planting it right now, right here. This is the formula. This is the blueprint. It is an intro to the proposition of a 21st century Black music industry. It points to areas in which our collective creativity may be made available to assist with stimulating a cultural and economic evolution of the 21st century Black music industry, in the strong belief that successful entrepreneurs will soon enough raise their horizons towards attacking the overseas areas and reaping increased rewards. In considering the form of investments required, we have estimated a resource commitment of £100 million over the next 2 years would lay a proper foundation for the development of a 21st century Black music industry. Whilst in its present form, it possesses only rudimentary facilities to support the promotion and distribution of its output, it possesses a creative art form which has touched all fields of popular music, a range of talented producers, performers, and most importantly, it represents an area of economic activity where the hopes of establishing a success stake in Britain is strongly felt by thousands of young people engaged in music. Peculiar to this segment, there are several urgent paradigm shifts required to be redressed in order that successful commercialization of Black music could transform the economic fortunes and cultural pride of Blacks in the UK and the rest of the world. I have never believed that I am a human being having a spiritual experience. I have always believed that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. In consequence, this blueprint focuses on the Black-controlled music industry and points to changes in the environment with which we may assist and which could trigger a more commercially vibrant industry. This is not a detailed market research exercise. It is based on my own experience within the mainstream industry over several years. You think you know the value of publishing, music publishing, and copyrights? Tell me this. What is music publishing and copyright? The business of music publishing is dependent upon there being a strong copyright framework in place. The control of copyright enables publishers to recover the investments made in songwriters and composers and to ensure that they are rewarded for their creative work. Without copyright, there would be no financial incentive for writers and composers to create or for music publishers to invest in them and their music. This would be to the detriment of composers and writers who depend upon publishers to manage the business of exploiting their musical works, thus enabling them to make a living out of their creativity. So what is music copyright? Listen, just as every person in the world must know their human rights to ensure that they are protected, so too must those who compose words and music know the rights that support their own acts of creation. Without these rights, Many who dream of focusing their talents and energies on music creation would be economically unable to do so, an outcome that would diminish artistic expression today and for future generations. So at a time when so many forces are seeking to diminish copyright protection and devalue artistic expression, please allow me a bit of creative license to clarify the entitlements that every music creator should enjoy and tell our story in the words that provide a comfortable format for us. The music industry has changed. There is absolutely no doubt about that. Today, the music industry is not what it used to be and will never be the same again. Facts, trends, and observations. Fact 1, sales of CDs are down. Fact 2, digital downloads are up. 3, streaming is flying. Fact again, there's a new generation of children or young people who view music not as a vinyl disc or a CD, but as words on an MP3 player or an LED screen accessible through headphones and earpieces. The purchasing experience has changed from browsing the aisles of a retail store to streaming and downloading from computer or mobile phone. These trends are now reality. We, that's us, as entrepreneurs hoping to capitalize on the value of music, must change with the tide. We must become facilitators of this new paradigm. Here is the deconstruction of the major label system. We are witnessing the end of the major label era. In this new era, YouTube replaces videos. Facebook creates the perfect networking platform. LinkedIn, business to business, a perfect connection. With Twitter, you can tweet short info. With blog, contacts with the artist is enabled. Website, Spotify, iTunes replaces retail stores. MP3 players replaces physical CD. iPods and so forth replaces CD players and stereos. But yes, CDs are becoming defunct, which means stores are becoming defunct. Selling now takes place at the label retailer level. Promotion is now Promotion is now more effectively done by the public through word of mouth, facilitated by the internet, blog, YouTube, Facebook, etc. A&R takes place in the public domain where word of mouth demands driving the artist's exposure. The music company of the future will look something like this. As trends continue, CD sales decline, digital media expands, the music company of the future must do this. Embrace the new trends. Expand to global markets. Form relationships and synergies in booming industries. How music companies will make money in this new paradigm? You can still sell some CDs, at least for a while. There will still be a segment of the population, albeit a shrinking one, which will want high quality music on CD with jewel cases, pretty packaging, linear notes, etc. We shall cater to them. However, the growing majority of consumers as well as artists will be adapting to this new paradigm. Listen, come with me. Let's enter this rabbit hole and see how deep the seed grows. Remember I told you that we were planting the seed tonight? Well, let's enter the rabbit hole, a bit like the movie. And let's look at it. Let's define, so what is the 21st century Black music industry? I believe it's essential to make an early distinction between Black music and the Black music industry. Black music, considered as the output of Black performers, artists, musicians, and producers, may be handled by either Black-controlled organizations or the established and usually white-controlled wider industry, incorporating the majors or transnationals and independents. The key differentiation is the question of control. It is the Black-controlled music industry which prescribes the area for self-help action. Black music sells in vast quantities. The Black music industry is represented in all musical types, and whilst its output is seen as predominantly soul, funk, reggae in its many forms, it also includes soca, calypso, hip hop, R&B, blues, jungle, garage, Afro sounds, jazz, gospel, grime, and new technologies. Black music is a marketable commodity. The UK chart is replete with the sounds created by Black musicians. and many successful British acts could pay homage and crucially royalties to the Black music on which their repertoire is based. But here, people, we mustn't stay asleep. No more is the wide-eyed belief that our future can be entrusted to or will be made by the existing industry. The dynamics in our community, the Black community, is to build the 360 degrees networks which can procure success. In other words, a fairway. The common view is that Black music business can spawn an enormous industry, leading the way in the cultural enrichment and economic contribution that Black people make to the community at large. In the UK, the Black music industry has the capacity to transform the fortunes of numerous Blacks, make a major impact on the world music scene, and enrich the whole community in so doing. The Black music industry powerhouse must develop and flourish in the face of both covert and overt institutionalized racist policies developed by the media and established music industry. Within the Black community, music is about more than pounds. What else does it do then, Hugh? It informs, it entertains, it interprets, and is a central part of the cultural and political expression of Blacks in the world about them. Its development is hampered by the lack of commercial success in the face of its wide appeal. You know what? A detailed and elaborate exercise is yet to be done, which quantifies the extent of the industry and documents the achievements of those committed to it. But let's look at the music as part of the Black experience. Are you ready? Let's look at this. The historical significance of the impact of African rhythms music is widely acknowledged. I'm sure you'll agree. In its UK context, Black music maintains an important social, cultural, political significance to the Black community and directly nurtures the popular sounds which has brought such significant rewards to the white community. Through a mosaic and network of church halls, dance halls, social club rooms, bars, in the homes, internet, social media platforms, the music continues to live up to its community role in varying intensities. Shocking. When Black music changed, sound, attitude, and style changed. The world changed. Listen, the power brokers in the sequence, the record companies, program executives, hall managers, and retail organizations have effectively stifled the reach of the music whilst exploiting its influence to their commercial satisfaction. In the process, the music does not reach its potential audience, the music making machinery is starved of its cash reward. This industry model is ultimately concerned that Black music should, in its original form, be sold widely, that the people who handle, produce, and create that music should benefit. And that benefit, being the proceeds of the Black community's main asset, should uplift the economic well-being of the community and its self-esteem. Listen, the sounds of our existence, the cadence of our lives, the melodies of our hearts, all represented, enveloped, molded, embodied in a myriad of musical expressions. The kind of music that touches every facet of our lives, giving us hope in moments of despair, ecstasy in moments of passion, victory and struggle, and courage in conflict. We do plan to provide some of the finest music you'll find just about anywhere. We're planning to provide the music you live by, love with, cry because of, laugh at, and sing along with. There just are those special voices, those incredible songs, those amazing musicians, those undeniably charismatic entertainers who reaches into our souls and make us sit up and take notice. That's the magic of Black music. It knows no boundaries. In fact, it erases them. Our objective is simply to create the business entity that authors the activities of our amazingly gifted group of individuals to produce, distribute, and perform musical offerings to be marketed through the digital satellite networks, internet across and traditional access and traditional avenues of production and distribution, as well as live performances. So at a time when the UK and global experience for the vast majority of Black people is one of deprivation, hassles, and unemployment, Black music promises to be the food of love. This will demonstrate to ourselves and to the world that Black music is a force to be reckoned with. That this initiative should trigger a better understanding and a commitment to put in the required resources among its audiences will be the greatest reward. I believe the subjective approach in this fashion might well open up new possibilities previously not considered by traditional cultural institutions. Of consequence, the adoption of this posture would necessitate a redefinition of control, the background of key organizational personnel, as well as a different approach to group economics, intellectual capital, intellectual property, artificial intelligence, collective wealth, asset, equity, entrepreneurship, business development, advisory board, and it views culture as an investment, marketing, research, and revenue enhancement. So, ladies and gentlemen, world, in conclusion, I believe the 21st century Black music industry concept is an exciting and viable commercial proposition which could well form the basis of more serious inquiry as discussions move forward. Simply this: what's good for the 21st century Black music industry is good for Britain, good for Europe, good for the USA, good for Africa, the Caribbean, Russia, Asia, South America, Central America, good for the third rock, our planet. And so I leave you with the vision, the mission, the seed, and say to you, water it, cultivate and feed it, and watch it grow. Love yourself, love one another, be intelligent, be confident, be courageous, be bold, do good, and remember, there's power in the darkness. That power is you. Ladies and gentlemen, world, third rock to our success. Thank you.
Excellent and powerful.